Hi everyone. Well, it's been a dramatic, okay. Hi everyone, it's been one hell of a morning, and at the end of all of that deep dive into data and numbers, we have a result. The Congress has won Karnataka, and of course this is a big win for the Congress, even keeping in mind that Karnataka has a pattern that's held for 38 years now, that it doesn't actually vote back a government for a consecutive term, or a chief minister for consecutive term. That hasn't happened in 38 years. Despite that pattern, of course, one should not sort of underplay the fact that this is a huge win for the Congress. In fact, for a party that's been beleaguered, this was literally a lifeline that the party needed for any sort of revivalism, and even to position itself as the opposition party ahead of other opposition parties for the 2024 elections. But what do we understand, as it were, about this Congress win? The big takeaway is that the Congress does well against the BJP when it keeps elections local, when it does not personalize the election into a battle of personalities between Rahul Gandhi and Prime Minister Modi, and when it allows its local leadership to flourish and to thrive. In many ways, Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar were left to their own devices, were given autonomy to run this campaign. And so even when they steered away from governance issues and focused on identity issues, those identity issues were rooted in local politics. For example, when you think of, the Congress backing Nandini over Amul. So I think that's the big takeaway, that the Congress sidestepping the battle away from the battle with the Prime Minister and keeping it local is what works in the Congress's favor. In fact, according to me, the mistake that the Congress is making in this moment of victory is to make national an election that it fought local. So, when Jairam Ramesh and other national leaders are tweeting saying the Prime Minister has lost, of course, it's fair to say that, Mr. Modi campaigned aggressively, and, he can't be insulated from this moment, as it were, of the Congress win and the BJP defeat. When we talk about the Modi factor, of course, you should talk about the Modi factor. But the moment the Congress frames this win in terms of a Modi factor diminishing nationally, it is making the one mistake it avoided making while it was fighting the campaign. So keep it local, avoid that personal sort of collision with the Prime Minister, and encourage a sort of set of state level leaders to thrive and keep the campaign on local issues. That has worked well for the Congress, and it could be a model for how campaigns are fought in the other three big state assembly elections coming up this year. Now, the other, of course, thing that the Congress will need to be careful about is to not allow Karnataka to become Rajasthan. We've so far had an overtly convivial dynamic between the two contenders for the post of Chief Minister, DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah. But DK Shivakumar has made no bones about his ambition. In fact, in an interview to me, he said, well, look, Siddaramaiah was made the CM candidate officially the last time, and he fell short of the numbers. And I think Mr. Shivakumar has positioned himself very clearly as the go-to man, the organization man behind this win. He was literally in tears today when he said, I promised the Gandhis I would deliver Karnataka, and I have. And he's going to want his share of the political pie, as it were. How will the Congress avoid Karnataka from becoming a Rajasthan-like crisis that is now brewing between Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot? Will be the big challenge before it. Will there be a kind of 2.5 years model? Will there be a rotating chief ministership? That is what we do not know. And the third point is the BJP tried to make this election national and is now in a moment of defeat trying to make it local. So I think for the BJP also has to pause to consider the limitations of its double engine Sarkar approach. Remember, the Modi factor is the BJP's ace in its hand of cards each time, but the fact is that it's not a card that you can play every time if you don't have the other building blocks in place. And I think in Karnataka, the BJP blundered on several issues, including how it transitioned from a Yediyurappa government to a Bommai government. Mr. Yediyurappa's heart was not totally in this campaign. That could have impacted the BJP's underperformance in the Lingayat dominated areas. So I think for the BJP, the question is, this narrative of the double engine sarkar. You need the other engine to work. You need your local leadership to work. You can't just think that the Prime Minister will come in and iron over all the creases that have been left behind by ineffective governments, which even BJP supporters have often described the Bomai government to be. Well, that's my short hot take on the numbers and the results so far, but there's a lot more coming up. In fact, you can join me for a special broadcast at 2:30 with Yogendra Yadav and Yashwant Deshmukh as we decode the Karnataka elections. See you then.